Alexus Leonard, and welcome to Scholar to Blacks Preparing for Next Year theme of videos. Today we're talking about summer versus fall classes, because I know a lot of people are often confused about, are summer classes worth it? Should they just wait till fall and things like that? We're just going to go over a simple list of pros and cons for both summer and fall classes and what they can kind of mean for you. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about summer first, because that's what's up next after the spring semester. So a couple of good things about summer classes are that they are often much cheaper because they're not a full-length semester worth of classes, right? We have summer 1 and we have summer 2, and that's kind of broken up during different times during the summer months. It's not a full semester, so it's not the 16 weeks. They're usually around 8 weeks. It's about half the semester. And if you take them, if you take enough summer courses and things like that, you could graduate early. And another good thing about summer classes is that if they are in person, they're often very small because, like I said, they're only about 8 weeks. So only a few people and your one professor are usually there. And if they aren't in person, they're online, and that's even easier for a lot of people because a lot of people have summer jobs, or they go home for the summer and things like that. So you can still take summer classes, and you can take summer classes through Jonesboro's campus or Newport and things like that. They have lots of different easy options for you to do. If you just have like one summer class you really need to take, you can easily do that through one of the many campuses that A-State houses. Now, some of the summer cons are not all of the classes that are available in the fall and spring semesters are going to be available in summer. In fact, a lot of those classes aren't going to be available. There's very, very limited options for summer. A lot of them are gen eds, and if you are very lucky, there are some course requirements that you might have. It just really depends on the professor teaching them and if they want to teach summer classes and things like that. And since they are only 8 weeks, you're still doing a semester's worth of knowledge in those 8 weeks. So they're very fast paced. You have to stay on top of them. There's really no wiggle room on, what you have to get done, because you still have to get it done. And while I had mentioned being online as a pro, it can also be a con, because I know a lot of people struggle with online classes because there's not that sense of sociability and comfortability with the professor or your classmates and things like that. So if online courses in the past haven't been the best for you, maybe summer courses may not be that good for you if the one you're looking at is only offered online. And with this, most scholarships do not cover summer class costs, so those would be almost entirely out of pocket. And yeah, there are some scholarships or things like that that do cover summer classes, but very few of them do. So it would have to be you looking out for that and seeing what would cover what. Now on to the fall pros. This is back up at the beginning of the semester, things like that. So that university experience is really hammered hard in the fall, and a lot of people do their best in the fall because there's just so much you got to do and things like that. And since it's a 16-week course, the materials are more spread out and things like that. So this is just kind of the opposite of the summer cons, I would say. And you get that one-on-one professor interaction if you really want it. And you get variety because you should be, for your scholarships, taking about 15 hours, so you get more classes than one, and it kind of breaks up that monotony and things like that. So that's kind of the good thing about taking classes in the fall, is it's more focused, but you also get that university experience out of it. Now, some fall cons is if you don't do too well in large groups or anything like that, there's a lot of people in fall classes, because the dropout rate from fall to spring is higher than it is from spring to fall, I would say. So there's usually a lot more people in the fall semester, and we're not encouraging dropout rates in any way, shape, or form. We want to retain as many people as possible. But if you're signing up for a class with 85 people, and when you sign up there's 84 already in there, just know you're in a full class. And if you don't take any summer classes, sometimes depending on when you got into classes at what time in your college career, you may need more extra hours to graduate early. Taking summer courses kind of allows you to graduate early in a sense, because you are taking part of your semester and putting it in a summer instead of later taking an extra semester. But if you still want to graduate in 8 semesters, totally easy. If you just do fall and spring, I did it. A lot of people I know have done it, but kind of graduating a December early or things like that. Some people I know have taken summer courses, so if that's something you maybe want to do, I'd look into that. But also kind of a downside to fall courses is you are taking more than one class, so that can kind of be hard at times. It can be difficult to juggle so much material because you're taking, I would say, at least 5, if not more classes, depending on the hours. If you're taking a couple 3 hours and a couple 1 hour classes, that's a lot of classes to be taking, and it's a lot of material to keep up with. And in the summer, you're only taking maybe 1 or 2, so it's easier to manage. But it's totally up to you to decide if you want to take the summer courses. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to Scarlet to Black and things like that. We're happy to help, and I hope to see you in our next series of videos.